My name is Richard Casper. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I teach the course here at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. This program started basically because after my injuries in war, I didn't know how to deal with myself. I came back, had a brain injury, my best friend was shot and killed. I didn't know myself at that point. Art has helped me by giving me a chance to have a voice again. I used to not be able to leave my house. I couldn't go talk to people. I would physically throw up and get sick. If you could be 0%, that's committing suicide, 100% being the best you can be. After the Marine Corps, after being injured, I was at probably like a 9 or a 10. And after this school, I was back to like 85% me. For people who may struggle like I did and didn't want to break out of the house and be like, I'm not sure if this is going to work, I just want them to know my story and be able to come out here and learn with other combat vets how to do art. And if they're looking for one more way, if they just come out here and give me a chance, it's going to be worth it.
What we were aiming for is to express what we were dealing with, when we were deployed and during our military career, where we literally get out of our element, go on this kind of like alternate reality to go back in time, think about what we went through, and express it to other people.
Just being exposed to different concepts of art, like at the museum and some of the contemporary art we saw, that's what influenced me to try doing a performance piece for my last project.
The opportunity to be at the school was just phenomenal. It was amazing. At lunch, we could go and wander the halls of the museums, and that was pretty awesome.
I think the hardest part was actually talking about what I've been through. It was easy talking to Richard because he is a combat veteran and he has been through stuff I've been through. And
my job was to, go find IEDs or find landmines or anti-personnel landmines and take them apart. And little did I know, I was putting that stuff inside me.
At first, it's a little hard to let yourself become vulnerable. You won't really know what to do right away. It takes a couple days. I know for me, it took a week.
Being surrounded by a bunch of veterans that know what combat feels like, knows the after effects of combat, knows how it feels to come home. It was really comfortable being here.
They're gonna come to class like normal college students, treated like normal people that know how to be like, I can be in college, I am a normal person, and I could live like everybody else lives. If even one of them chose to go to college and study art and has that artist brain to where it saved them, it's totally worth it.
All right. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. We're going to do some more ink drawings today. I'm going to go live on the gram in a second. Let's see. Just my camera. Boom. Do some portraits today. Let me make sure everything is up. Looks like everything is up. All right. Boom. I think my mic's all good. Got some people jumping on Mixer, on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Got someone on everyone. Right on. All right, let me go live on the gram while I let people jump on. Let's do it to it. Plug in my phone. Charge it up. Hey, listen here, Kyle. I'm a big fan of Alter Bridge. I just got a question from Kyle already. I already started. I knew every shirt that I wear, someone's got to say something. Are you actually a fan of Alter Bridge, or did you buy that shirt at a thrift store? Big fan of Alter Bridge. Miles Kennedy is the man. Put it here. Quote. Man glazed black. Mr. Miles Kennedy is the man. All right, let me go live. I'm not here for that negativity, Kyle. We're gonna do some drawings today. All right. Let me go live on Instagram. I can't handle that comment right now. We're live on Instagram. Right on. Okay. I'll put this in this cup. Wow, Creed minus. Yeah, whatever. It's still a good band. Okay. What's going on, Instagram world? Creed minus got stabbed. Yeah, I know. But still good. Miles Kennedy is more than pretty all right, sir. All right, welcome, everyone. We're going to be doing some ink portraiture today. Okay, they're telling people to join. No one's on Instagram yet. I'm sad. I'm going to do some ink portraiture today. I do have a little makeshift setup in a moment. I'm going to put this camera, this one right here, this one, this big guy, down here so you can see me draw almost like a point of view perspective. All right, so I got that set up. I want to do some work on this big paper. What I will be doing, this is like a 3-parter video. Super excited. I ordered a bunch of new supplies. So it's like an unboxing video. Because all my stuff I've been using, it's been going out. Let me bring this down to show you what the end result of today will be. I'll be doing, oh there you go, you can see that. There we go. A 4-panel portrait. 4-panel portraits, right? So I'm doing 4 of them. I will be using my non-photo blue pencil. So I'm gonna do a little sketch of it, and then I'm gonna ink it. So let's do a little, let's go review the materials I'll be using today. Real quick, if this is your first stream with us, my name is Garrett Leo. I'm the art director for CreatiVets. We've been streaming. I was in a meeting this morning, and Zachary pointed out that we'll be doing this for 4 weeks. 4 weeks strong, streaming content and classes and demos. Excuse me. We had a stream on this morning with Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, again. Shout out to him and all the work that he does. But yeah, we're doing some streams to get some classes and demos to you all while you're self-quarantining and staying away from people. But you know, it's still important that we make art and be creative. So let's get to it. I reorganized my little kit. Let me show this. I'm proud of this. Here's my little, look at that. My drawing box, my Fisherman's box. So I'll go over those supplies. I'll be using a Bristol paper again. I know I keep saying that over and over again. It's like the only paper I use. It's true. It is the only paper I use because I do ink drawings and stuff. It's great for ink drawings. I just ordered some new pads of Bristol paper. So I'm prepping. Just in case this quarantine stuff goes longer than expected, I wanted to have some stuff here so I could work on some projects. What I have in the works is, I don't know, I'm getting off topic, but I'll talk about it. I stocked up on some supplies because I'm going to work on my graphic novel, and then I've been talking with another fellow creative about doing a graphic novel with them. So stay tuned. We'll have quite a few workshop streams with graphic novels coming up. Again, I'm just making sure that I have some stuff to do and to show you all if quarantine lasts a little longer than ideally. Okay, so we got our Bristol paper. I'm using the big boy today because I'm going to do a 4-panel, show it again, do a 4-panel portrait. Let's do a little unboxing. I'll just unbox a couple of them. I'll unbox all of them. Oh, yeah. So I ordered, now this is the first time I'm using this brand. Let me use scissors. I got some new non-photo blue pencils because if you've been watching my other streams, they're all small. They're all teeny tiny, right? So I wanted to use some bigger pencils. So I got some new ones. This is, boom, got someone's auto-hosting me. That's what I'm talking about. I got the Swiss-made Sketcher non-photo blue pencils. I'll be using those today. Let me unbox them all. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and streams. Unboxing is pretty popular, I guess. So please enjoy while I open all these containers and get us ready. I could have done this before the stream started, but this gives you plenty of time if you want to ask me questions or give me suggestions on what I should be drawing. Send me a little message. Now I will be using some reference photos today for my drawings. I've been working on a series of portraiture works, all members of what I call Simon's Club. That just fell. Hold on. So if you're interested in seeing some finished versions, type this bad boy right now. If you're interested in seeing some finished versions, go to Simon's Club on Instagram. I just put that in the comments. And you can see some finished versions. The work I'll be doing today, again, is a pencil sketch with a ink drawing. I have been using my quill pen and ink. We might get into that today. I'm not feeling it. I want to go over that today. At the end of it, I'll talk about how I take it to the next step. And then I upload it to my computer, edit it online, and then I got something to work with. And I post it online. And then the way I do it, I also can make prints of them if I wanted to. Alright, putting the majority of my pencils in my bin. Just need one. Not going to open up the other pack because I don't need to. I don't want to, I should say. So, materials. Let's get to it. So I'm using a non-photo blue pencil. I'll be doing some sketches. I'm going to use my ruler to kind of grid out my my paper. Those of you that can't see, I've got a big piece of paper here. And again, phone and this camera, I will move once I start drawing the portraits so that you can see up close what it's like. So I've got my ruler, I've got my pencil. Don't need my scissors anymore for the unboxing. If I use the quill tip brush or the quill tip pen, right, with my India ink, I also have a paper towel. Not so sold on using that today. I kind of want to use the new microns. I just recently got this set of microns. Let me show them off. All different pencil weights or line weights. So again, that just means they're thicker or thinner depending on what you're using them for. So I'm going to kind of experiment with all of them today, get a variation of line weight. So as I'm working, it's really important to have thicker lines and thinner lines that helps define the face that I'll be drawing. And then I do have my really fancy ink brush pens. Now, the last ink I put in there, I don't know if it was bad or what, but I had to keep dipping it in my India ink while I was working, so I might be doing that today. But I got my pens, my pencil, and my brush sets. And like I said, we're gonna be doing some portraits. What if Dark Star 101 just asked me how's my day going? Day's going pretty good. No complaints. I'm really missing. How did I do this? I just did it. Really missing going outside and hanging out with people. Wish it was warmer out, but then again, if it's warmer out, more people are gonna be out. We might be doing this longer, so that's not ideal. Dark Star, how's your day going? You making any art today? Have you made any art? Again, if people make stuff based off of our streams here or just want to show off what you're doing, tag us in it on Facebook or Instagram. We'll see it. Oh, there's people on Instagram. Let me wave at them. Boom. Waved. What's going on? Okay, so this is a 17-inch paper. 2.5, 8.5. Just make little marks right now. And then on this side it is 14, so I'll do 7. Right? Just marking the middle dot. If you have any questions about CreatiVets in general, or about the streams we're doing, or who I am, or the art that I make, put it in the comments. Alright. Now, I'm going to draw a line. Now these lines I'm not going to ink. This is strictly for reference, so I know where to keep my portraits at. And again, I'm going to change the camera view. I was going to do it beforehand, but then you wouldn't be able to see me do this. And as much as this might not be entertaining to some people might like it. If you like drafting. Oh, I have my phone right in front of my text. Messed around with the guitar for a bit, right on. I always wanted to learn guitar. A huge fan of Johnny Cash. Oh, hold on, let me sip out of my cup. Oh yeah, that is a photo of me and Johnny Cash. That's been photoshopped, taken from the Johnny Cash Museum in Nashville. Not actually Johnny Cash. I wish I met Johnny Cash. But a huge fan of Johnny Cash and would love to know how to play his guitars, or his guitar songs, what you call them. So my funny story I was gonna say. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the funny stories I was gonna say is I'm gonna pull up a reference photo while I'm talking. Was when I asked for a guitar. I asked my parents for a guitar for Christmas one time, and they got me one, and it was a bright baby blue guitar, and I was really mad about it at the time. I was like, I wanted like a cool brown or black guitar, but I really like that baby blue guitar. I never learned how to play it. It's a shame. Someone messaged me something. The Man in Black. Yeah. Check this out. You ready for this? You want to see my Instagram handle? Hold on. Ready? Hold on. I'm typing it. My Instagram title's not that long. I was typing a sentence. Check out my work on Instagram at Man Glazed Black. You like that? Such a big fan of Johnny Cash. And then the name Man Glazed Black. I was working on these. Portraits, or these ceramic sculptures that were glazed solid black. And when you work with ceramic glazes, like the sealant that you put on top of it. So I made all of my social media. I then made Man Glazed Black. Well, shout out to Johnny Cash and my art. Alright, so just so you're aware of what I'm doing right now, because I'm not doing anything on the paper, I'm Googling mobster mugshot so I can find one that I like. Now, sometimes it matters who the person is. Most of the time it doesn't. What's going on Instagram? I'm going to do some drawings in a second. Ooh, I like this one. Boom! Sent me a drifting car. What? Sending the... What was that? Some embers? Baller. Alright. Did I see the movie about Cash? Yeah, the Walk the Line one. Joaquin Phoenix. Classic. They made that other one about June Carter, and there was like Johnny Cash was in it, but he wasn't the main character. Do you see that one? What's going on Instagram? Okay, I got my mugshot. I'm gonna drag this to a different... I've got so many windows open. I'll show Instagram in a second. Okay. Hold on. Someone just messaged me? No. I get all these messages from this draw game, like drawing app. You send drawings back and forth. You gotta guess what it is. I used to play it in grade school. Now my friends send it to me because we're all in quarantine. Okay. All right. Got the chat up. Got this up. All right. We're gonna move stuff now. Hang on tight. Hang on tight. You missed that one? Yeah, I missed it too. I didn't see it. Hang on. Close up. All right. So we're gonna take a sculpture I had here. People watching the mainstream. Oh, if you're watching on Instagram and you want to see like the cool stuff, the cool thing with all flashing lights, go to creativets.org/live and see. And you can click on all the links where you can stream it. We're streaming it on Facebook, on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, on our Twitch and Mixer channels. So if you want to watch and see all the details of this drawing, check that out. All right. I've got my makeshift stand. Oh, this is exciting. Hold on. I'm going to put this. How am I going to do this? I have to draw with it. All right. Look, there's the setup. Boom. Is it too close? We're going to find out. I don't think so. Look at that. That's why they pay me the big bucks. You see that, Kyle? Look at that. No one's been doing that. Boom. Needs to be taller. What can I do? Oh. Hold up. Hold up. Let's try this. Is this too tall? Is this too tall? No, this is good. Oh. As you can tell, I'm very new to streaming. Still week 4, still new at it. Okay. That looks good. Except for this cord. No, that looks good. Alright, we'll go with that. Okay. Instagram. Let's figure you out now. What can I do? Oh, there we go. I'm just grabbing pottery and I'm making makeshift stands. Now, Instagram, if I put you like this, I'm not going to be able to see your comments. That doesn't look good. Thanks for the heads up. Ron, what did I give you a heads up on? Oh, the streaming. What's going on, Ron? I think that's what you just did. Someone just asked me a question. I'm going to answer that in 1 second. I want to make sure. Instagram, can you see that right? I guess you can. You know what? I'm just going to. Who's that? Logan! What's going on, Logan? Hey, oh, Lord. I'm just going to leave it like this. I can't figure out. I need to get a phone stand, like a clamp. So I'm just going to put it here. And you're just going to have to deal with me talking to you. And then I will show you. Look at my wonderful makeshift stand. Then I'll show you the drawing. Ron just joined us from Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, watch the big stream. You can see the fancy camera. Logan is messaging me, getting off topic. He said, hey, man, can't wait to get the print hung up. I did a print giveaway. Do I have it in here? Did a print giveaway last week. And Logan was one of the winners. I'm super psyched for you to get it. I mailed it yesterday. Coming to you. USPS. So keep an eye out for that, Logan. I forgot to message you. It was, going outside during all this in Chicago wasn't fun. Okay, I'm going to try to draw. Okay. All right, I like this guy. Here we go. Heck yeah. All right, so again, if you're watching on Instagram, I'm just going to keep funneling people to all this stuff. Please go on Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, or Twitch. If you got an account for any of those, go watch the big stream because you can see everything. So I'm going to start drawing. Now I'm using a reference photo. Now, I don't know if you can see this very well because it's blue. If anyone was curious, I use the blue because it's non-photo blue, meaning when I scan it with my phone, the blue will go away when I edit it out. Right? It'll just disappear. I don't have to worry about erasing. So I'm going to make his hairline. And again, I'm using a reference photo right now. What's going on, Sydney? Wave. Someone had a question. Would you ever like to design characters for video games? Yeah. I'm down for anything. That'd be pretty cool. I play a lot of video games. Now we're streaming on Mixer and Twitch. Now I didn't usually watch a lot of streams prior to this. But I have been looking on and seeing what people are doing. It's pretty fun stuff. But yeah, I'd be down to download some, you can see the clown face. I'd be down to design some video game characters. So again, I'm using a photo, but I'm winging it. I start with a photo and then I kind of go off from it. Again, if you are interested in seeing a finished version, go to Simon's Club. I have 2 Instagrams now. I've been really taking care of taking time to go into social media stuff during this time. I don't like that eyebrow. Just doing a little sketch. You can kind of see the face. I'll hold it up. Boom. Just getting the... Now he looks pretty, smooth and nice right now, but I'm going to add a lot of lines in there, so. He's got the cool. Instagram, I'll show you because you guys can't see anything. I'm just working on a little sketch. Thanks for hanging. If you're streaming, logging in, you can see all my drawings behind me on Instagram. Boom, that's what we're aiming for today. All right, let's see. He's got the big coat. Okay, he looks pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, we got quite a few people in here. Right on. Do the mouth next. Don't like that. I'm gonna try this eraser they gave me. Oh, works pretty good. Okay, now we'll work on the eye. Just adding those details in, working in the face. Now, when I did the first one like this, I only had a couple details added, and I realized that it's easier for me to have a plan if I just kind of ink it all now. Again, I'm going to shout it out. I always do a little hidden symbol in the ears. I do a G. Boom. People on Instagram are just looking at my face. It is what it is. I'll fix it in a second. This pencil's really nice. This brand, I'll show that off again. Okay, so Instagram, let's check out what I'm doing. Boom. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Portrait. Boom, boom, boom. All right, put that. I like angle it. Maybe I can angle it a little bit. Give me 1 second. Let me find a cup that this can fit in. Nope. Hold on. Pause a moment. Let's see, we'll use this. Okay. Instagram's looking at my Die Hard poster right now. There we go. Can you see that? No. If I put it here and then aim it down. There you go. Now you can see it. It's upside down, but that'll work. No, I'll try to, hold on. Can you see it there? No. Can you see it there? Yes, kind of. We'll leave that. Okay. Working on this portrait still. Looking at my reference photo a little bit. And again, I don't have to erase these lines because I'm going to edit them out, but just so I know what the right spot to ink is, I will. All right. I will be posting one of these on my Instagram today. So I will have it edited sooner rather than later. All right, got our eyes. Okay. All right, got our face. Boom. Check that out. There's one. All right, now I'll move them over. Now again, I will add some more details once I start inking. Work on a second one. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find another photo. Let's see what we do. Part 2. This is Bugsy Siegel that we're gonna draw now. Here we are. What have people been doing during their social distancing? Anyone do anything interesting? People that are watching, quite a few people on here. I'm gonna bring this a little closer. There we go. Now you can see it develop a little bit better. Boom. Instagram, how we doing? I'm gonna check. People are watching. Was that my phone? That was not my phone. Okay. Going back on the nose. Now, as you can tell by how I'm drawing these, I don't draw realistically. Some of my stuff is close to realistic, but most of the time it's pretty exaggerated, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't stick to real life too much. They're almost like caricatures. Oh, I forgot to do that on the other face. I'm going to add that. Big fan of like wrinkles and lines in the face so they look really weathered. That's really fun. And as you can see, I'm jumping around from parts of the face, just kind of developing it as I go. And some of these lines will stay, some of them I'll take off. Boom, boom, boom. Now we got a little raisin of a face. Shifting the bone structure a little bit. Okay. Now we'll do the hat. That goes pretty close to a 0, so we'll go. Here we go. Doing a fedora. So now I got a little hat. Looks pretty good. Can you all see that? Instagram? You can, kind of. All right, now we'll work on the portrait. Excuse me. Better look. Yeah, it looks good. Midnight Zia. Hi, CreatiVets. What's going on? Ron asked, are we doing a lot of live streaming to stay active? Yeah, Ron, we are streaming with different artists and musicians to kind of teach their craft and just kind of show the process of making art. So we had a collage artist on this morning talking about his practice. He had done a demo on how to collage before. Any of the streams that we do, and again, we're on Twitch, Mixer, and Instagram, and Facebook. They all stay on there. So after the streams are done, you can go back and watch them all, watch the class portions of it, because we've done a couple activities. I'm looking up here at all my art. So we did some watercolor demos, some classes on how to make your own Play-Doh and clay, how to make your own paint with tea and coffee. So we've been teaching a little bit of just things that you can do around the house with the materials you have, and then also showing you the process of making art with different mediums. So this is my personal practice that I'm working on. So just showing you the steps that I take to make art. Instagram's still with me. What's going on Instagram? I think my phone, yeah, it's still working. We'll keep that on until it goes off. I'll put this right here, because I don't think anyone can see anything out of that. So I'll put this guy back here. Hold up. But yeah, so Ron, we're just doing, we're creating classes and demonstrations so that people can participate at home during this time. And like I said, I am working on some portraits today, but we've had Luke Powell did some workout exercises. We have some songwriting classes. We have, here we go. We have some, guitar lessons, a little bit of everything. So if you're curious, if you're watching right now and you want to know, where can I find all these other streams, go to creativets.org/live. And I think it's been posted in the comments. Again, if you're on Instagram, I'll comment on there. Or you can click the link in our bio. But you can find all of our past streams. We've been doing it for 4 weeks. So yeah, that's what we're doing this for. If you're new to CreatiVets, or you liked us on Facebook or followed us on Instagram, and you're like, well, what do they do? Our mission is to empower wounded veterans to heal through arts and music. So normally we have classes across the country, and we do arts and music programming. But because of coronavirus, we've had to pause those and switch. So we're doing virtual classes, online classes, so that instead of getting veterans out of their homes, we can get to the veterans' homes and provide them with the same level of instruction. Obviously, it's not the same as being in person with someone, but we can still, communicate with people as they jump on the streams. We can talk about the process. We have a couple, shining stars that found our streams and have been really going to town with art making and getting their own supplies and painting and drawing and collaging. So that's been really cool for us to see that, to see people like taking the lessons that we're doing and doing something with it. And yeah, if you have any questions, anything specific about CreatiVets or any of our past streams or what I'm doing, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm doing this, again, if you're just jumping on, I see some people jumped on Facebook, doing some portraiture. I'm sketching out some just general faces right now, doing some mug shots, and then I will take my Micron pens and ink them. That'll be the fun part. So I've got 2 done. I'm going to find another portrait. Again, I just Googled it. Mobster mugshots. I'm excited I have one with a hat now. I hadn't done that yet. This will be a good one. All right, here we go. So yeah, just sketching right now. Move this. And again, if you saw when I moved this, I got a lot of cameras going. Okay, here we go. Robert just commented on Instagram, former participant in this program, can't express how amazing it is. Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate that. And again, this is all just to provide resources, no matter what you're going through, if you're making art or writing a song, you find something that you can express or tell a story with. And I talk a lot about translating stories through art. A lot of our participants, I'm the art director, but I teach their art programs in Chicago. A lot of the times participants will come in with this very specific story or experience and like, well, how do I, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want to talk about, but how do I do that? So I kind of translate it and make it into, well, I don't make it. I give the guidance so that they can do it. Make it into a piece. So yeah, this is what we do. Now I'm working on portrait numero 3. Look at this guy, like a swollen eye almost. Maybe he got punched. And something I talked about in my last stream I did with portraits is just, right now I'm designing characters. So I am using images from Google right now. I was going to use an Instagram page that I found. Walt just jumped in. What's going on, Walt? Another participant. I am using found images, but I had an Instagram that I wanted to pull up pictures from. Midnight says, you guys seem really nice. Wanted to try ink drawing, but since my school is canceled, I don't have a portfolio class. Well, Midnight, now's your time. Just get out there, get some stuff. Do you have the supplies already? Midnight's watching on Twitch. Do you have the ink supplies already, like readily, able to use? Because if you do, I can give you some assignments. On top of working with CreatiVets, I also teach K through 8. So I have a portfolio of knowledge when it comes to drawing assignments. super cool. That's something else that we've loved to see is, past participants and current participants finding each other. No, but I have a car. So midnight, like I said, I ordered, if you want to do what I did, I ordered these. This is what I'm going to use in a second. I ordered these Micron pens. I think it was like $7 for, I think it comes with 10 of them, all different line weights. I got this on Amazon, and it came here within like 5 days. So I think they're starting to send some like non-essential stuff back. But I got these pens and I got these pencils. I buy them in 2 packs. I think it was like $3. Also got that on Amazon. And then the paper I'm using again is Bristol paper. And again, I also ordered that on Amazon. So if you want to do some perusing, you can find all that stuff on there, and then you can hop to it. I'm going to sharpen my pencil real quick. My fancy sharpener. Right. So yeah, my personal... Oh, I'll wait till this is done. I'll put my... It's like a suction cup sharpener. I'll tighten my... Oh, you see that? No one saw that. Almost dropped the camera. Kyle's like, look at this guy. Get him off. What is he doing? Okay. You can check out the other that I'm doing on Instagram. I'm going to post it. Yeah, Kyle's laughing now. I almost knocked the... You see that? You see, I'm trying to make this cooler for people to see, and then I knock stuff off. I knew this was going to happen because I got to like draw around this camera. It's all good. It's all good. If you're watching on Instagram, again, jump to our stream up here. The cool stuff. See the fancy camera angles. Go to creativets.org/live. Boom. All right, working on a face. Again, I kind of get inspired by a face. But I don't usually stick to it. I've been meaning, and I didn't want to do that in this stream today, but I wanted to make like a list of people I wanted to draw stuff. So eventually I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that for another stream. Speaking of other streams that I'll be doing, Thursday, I believe it's Thursday. Thursday, I'm doing a mixed media... Or no, today's Thursday. Is today Thursday? Today's Thursday. And, quarantine. Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a mixed media painting thing with some canvas board. I got that over there. I'll get some acrylic out, some ink, some charcoal. I'll make a big mess. I'll be extremely upset with myself because of the mess I'd have to clean up after, but it'll be good. I'm gonna do like a bald guy. I haven't done a bald guy yet. Kinda bald. Not completely. It'll be thinning. People love chaos. That's what Kyle said. I guess. Okay. And again, sorry about my squeaky chair. It is what it is. And all these lines are just kind of defining the face, so I'm kind of working on it. This guy's a little messed up. You know, he's not going to be bald. The photo that I'm using, he's not bald, so I'm going to give him some hair. So he's got some hair now. And inking hair is my favorite part. So if you're watching now and you're like, this guy's boring, stay tuned. The fun stuff's coming. This is the sketch. This is the sketch. All right, we'll get to the fun stuff. Now I'm adding my, sorry if you can hear my heat just kicked on. Try not to sneeze, sorry. And I'm gonna add some gnarly teeth. One of my favorite things to sculpt is teeth. Again, if you look on my Instagram, you scroll down a bit, you can see some of the ceramic work that I do. Love sculpting teeth, making them super gross and gnarly. You do the same thing in a portrait. Someone from music's joined. Again, stream up. Check out the drawing. Check out the drawing. Now, this guy doesn't have a suit on. Do I want to branch out of not having suits anymore? I think I do. Again, I'm doing a lot of. What did I just draw? I'm posting these portraits on Instagram. So if you're curious, check them out there. Oh, look at that. The proportions are a little weird. Yeah, that's the correct proportion. The camera distorts it a little bit. You can see absolutely nothing because of the wires, but it's all good. I'm going to add some wrinkles in the shirt. Right, this is the first one I'm doing without a shirt on, or without a suit on. So, bear with me. Yeah, I like that. It stands out. I did an Easter bunny drawing. You can check that out on Instagram as well. Boom, right there. You can check that out. I posted an Easter bunny drawing, like a suited person wearing a weird bunny mask. That was pretty fun. That was a fun drawing. Okay, last portrait. Let's find a good one. This guy good? No. Ooh. Yeah, I found the winner. Nope, never mind. Found a different one. Here we go. Okay. Bring on my camera again. All right, last portrait. Now again, I try to do, I'm posting a new picture every day on the Simon's Club Instagram. So if you want to see some more finished works, go follow that. You'll see the finished versions of these portraits. The originals are hanging up on my wall, right there. If you're watching on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, you can't see. Hold on. Whoa. There's the pictures. Field trip. All right, here we go. Last portrait. Then we ink. People watching on Instagram, you can kind of see my drawing. But if you want to see the big stuff, go to creativevets.org/live, click the link in our bio, and you can jump on the stream and see the 2-point camera perspective. It's pretty fun. Pretty cool. All right, here we go. Moving this. I need to see, make sure my camera's good, so we'll put that there. Here we go. Now this one, this is a really cool picture I found, so I'm gonna try to draw it. So I'm gonna show some tricks. I'm gonna bust out the old portrait technique. So I'm extremely lightly drawing my outline because I'm trying to draw this very specific portrait. Super cool one I just found, some dude laughing. Boom, down, just like that. I talked about how when I first started doing portraits with suits at the Harold Washington Library, you can look up old newspapers, like the actual like scanned reams. And I went in there and scanned a bunch of old like suit ads from like 30s, 40s, 50s, and then used that as like my reference. So I didn't just Google stuff, I like looked up actual photos and some texture. Okay. So do that. You know, once the world goes back to normal a bit, we need a lot of art to express things that are going on. And the one thing that art does is it's a great outlet to talk about. You could you could tell a whole story without opening your mouth with art. Okay, I like that. I don't like, you know what? I'm gonna change the the angle of this suit, and that'll give him a different posture. This eraser isn't that bad. I'm always nervous when I get pencils and they have pencil or erasers already on them. I'm always nervous they're gonna be terrible. There we go. Now he's coming in kind of like at an angle. I like that. Yeah, much better. Get a little drink of water. Here we go. How many people are still on? We still got quite a few? Yeah, we do. What's going on? All right, portrait time. And I'm drawing a very specific one this time. So I'm going to try to draw it as best as I can. Kind of drawn in an opposite style I'm used to. This guy kind of looks like a penguin. And again, using the photo to get started, but you know, I'm not sticking to it completely. I'm making his neck a little bit more sunken in. A little cut and give him like a grimacy face, which I'm about. The one thing about these pencils is they're super soft. So they go by pretty fast. It's got like a big bulb head. It's got some pretty nice sideburns. Got a nice, really thinned out hairline. Again, I don't need to worry about erasing these so much, but I am just for my own record. So when I draw it, I don't have to worry about which lines to draw. Ooh, he's creepy looking. I like it. A lot of my drawings are honestly, I would describe them as ugly. So I love when things are like gross looking or ugly or, in my opinion, like grotesque. That's a good word I like to describe stuff with. I like to add a lot of lines. I like to add a lot of dots. I'll do that with the ink. And I'm almost done. And you get to see me do some drawing, some coloring. I do black and white. I don't really do or draw too much and then add color. I did a series of work that involved adding some color, but not for these. These are black and white. So let's take a pan out. Boom, there's our 4 portraits. Let's ink them. Now, as you can tell, they're all different. Like, they're pretty much the same. A portrait is a head, neck, and shoulders, but some of them, like this guy's a little more zoomed in. That's okay. A little variety. All good. So, let's ink. I'll put this right here. I'm going to start at the top left, and then go to the right, and then bottom left, and then go to the right. Ooh, and Instagram's about to time out because you can only stream for an hour, so in 38 seconds it's going to end. So if you want to watch this, go to creativets.org/live and check it out. I'm going to end my stream with Instagram, so if you want to keep watching, go there. Just because Instagram can't see that well, so I need to figure out a better way to do that. 20 seconds. I'm ending it early. Boom, here we go. And now. Shared a story. You can check that out now. Okay. Boom. Sweet. Let's keep going. Let's ink it now. So now, I'm not going to use my quill tip pen. I will be using, and let me use this to... Did you see that? Ninja reflexes. Ninja reflexes. Let me put that back. I'm trying to get this. I could turn the camera, I guess. No, that makes it look terrible. That'll work. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Okay, sorry, I was trying to get a better angle. I almost dropped the camera again. So, Micron pens all have, there we go. Micro pens all have different weights. So, just real quick, I've talked about this a million times. I don't want to bore people. Oh, some ketchup with the embers. Yeah. If you want to make me a happy camper, send me some embers or some sparks. So when you're drawing something, lines that are closer to you, right? This is like day 3 of me using ink, so people that have continuously watched this, they already know. Lines that are closer are bigger, more solid, and they look closer, right? It physically looks closer in a drawing if the line's thick. If it's really, really thin, it looks farther away. So when I'm drawing my face, I really want to have some dimension to it. So I will have a variety of lines. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a graphic pen. That's the biggest pen. Mr. 21214 sent me a panda. Thank you. Use a graphic pen. It's upside down. That's like the biggest. I'm going to use that to just get like the general outline of things ready. And then I'll go in. Oh, this is so much better than my old one. I'll go in with some thinner lines. And make it look dimensional. Now again, I've been using my micron pens for a while. They last a long time. I mean, the last time I bought micron pens, honestly, might have been a year or 2 ago. And I use them pretty regularly with my drawings, so they last a long time. But this is stark opposite, stark contrast from the other ones I was using. These are so nice. And again, just the point on my hand, my arm's like on top of the paper. I smear the ink all the time, and that's not fun. And then white out it, let that dry. It's just the whole thing. So get some good pens. Now, don't get me wrong. The quill tip pen is a great tool. I love doing it. It's super fun to work with. But again, if you want to just make some clean drawings, like I said, this is not a finished, like I'm not going to show this piece. I'm actually going to take a picture, scan it, edit it online, like make it just like a vector file, like just black, white. I'm going to post it online, so. Okay, here we go. So the closest thing is obviously my nose. So I'm going to outline the nose and then like one of the forehead wrinkles. And then the rest of the face, I'll switch. I'll use a different pen because I want to have that line variation. I realized when I did my first set of drawings, like this whole page would have been one drawing. But that's not the most eco-friendly way for me to draw because I like the pen and paper. So I started doing 4 to these bigger sheets. So what I do now is I really have to rely on really, really thin pens to make really small lines. Because if I was just drawing one portrait on this paper, this graphic pen honestly would have been enough to do the thin lines anywhere. But because I'm doing a smaller drawing, I need a extra smaller pen. Just filling in the ear area. Okay. We'll do some of the mouth. Boom. Okay. And I'll do the suit too. Now, if you know my other drawings, I leave the suit white, and that's just so I can experiment with color, or not color, but texture. A little fat neck. I experiment with texture a lot in the suit because the face is extremely detailed when I finish with all these lines I'm going to add. So I want to add a complementary suit that has a lot of texture. And again, this edge down here I'm not going to outline. That's just so I have a little wiggle room when I take a picture and scan these. See, I'm going right back on top of... See? I messed it up already. See, I tried... I should have erased that a little bit better. This is what I'll do. Here we go. Presto. Presto. It's white out, but just in a pen form. Boom, presto, it's gone. And it'll dry, and you won't see that in a second. All right. Okay. There's my tie underneath it. I'll even add some little like studs for his cuffs. Boom! Yanni Pop sent me a coffee cup. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you for the sparks. All right, here we go. I'm going to use a 1. This is like the opposite of a graphite. Let's see if it can even focus on that. Love it, Mrs. OEF. Thank you. So now I'm going to do... These are super, super, super thin lines. This is what I'll do my... That's like... that's too thin. Let's set that aside. I'll make some like wrinkles with that, but I need it a little bit thick. Oh, use a 2. Just one step up. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. So this is just the, like around the eye. Just the wrinkles around the eye. Now, shout out to Mrs. OEF 5. They're going to do a stream with us this week. Super excited to see that. Or is it this week? I think it is. Yeah, right after me at 3 o'clock. So I can't go over today. I gotta kick it in high gear. Do some face masks. That'll be super fun. Super knowledgeable. Next up today. Yeah. Good thing I checked that. Like, whenever I do these drawings, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just, keep drawing. I'll just keep going for it. Can't do that today, Garrett. We got other stuff to see. So if you're watching me now, I'm gonna go straight to like, I'll give like 10 minutes so they can get set. But stay on the stream so that you can watch a face mask making stream, and that's extremely valuable now to know how to do that. So if you've got some stuff laying around at home, tune in for that. Switching to my, I'll do size 8. A little bit smaller than the graphic. Everyone can make one right along with her. Sweet, yeah. So she's going to do a step-by-step how to do something. Again, making some masks. And then if you've got the supplies ready, you can make it right along with her. That'll be super fun. Boom, there's the lips. And I'll even add, I'm going to go a little bit bigger. So we'll go to a 3. Now these aren't like hairs, they're just, again, more wrinkles. Boom. So again, I'll show a little aerial view, right? You can see all the various lines I'm using. All right, looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll probably just end up doing 2 of these, maybe even 1, honestly, with the way I work. Again, the good thing about, where's my 3? When you're making art, especially when you've got a lot of time on your hands, take your time, you know? You don't have to, I'm notorious for once I start, I kind of just keep working until I finish something, but that's not how it has to work. I could start this, I could stop it, come back tomorrow. I might finish the couple here with you all, hop off, and then join back and do some later. It's all about knowing your boundaries, your limitations. Don't overwork yourself. Okay. I'm going to add some more wrinkles on the ear. Again, these drawings will be way more detailed than the ones I've done before because I have the tools to make them more detailed now. Right? Like I said, I was using my graphic pens from before. Great pens, but they're just drying out. So you can see I'm switching between the sizes. I lied. The one was not the smallest. I have a 005. So that's super small. I'll do that. Yeah, see, this is going to be way more successful of a drawing in my opinion because I have all these line variations. And if you've seen my other work, honestly, it's just drawing the same lines like over and over again around each other, just adding layers upon layers of different lines to make it seem like they have, a wrinkled face or textured skin. And that's just my personal preference when it comes to drawing. I like that. Okay, I'm going to do the eyes because that's another favorite part of mine. Because the eyes is what makes the piece come alive. So I make mine solid black. I don't do any remember I'm just doing black and white, so I can't really add any colors. And I'll leave a little white space in the middle so that there's some reflection. Someone just sent me something. What they just sent? What just happened? Space debris? Miss Zoe at 5 said, love the detail on lines in the face. Impressive. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, I'm just going in now I went with the thicker lines. Now I'm going back in again, but with super, super thin ones so that there's a variation in it. And it's hard to see with that there. Now you can see. So there's just a variation in lines. Put that right back there. Looks just like me. Great job. Thank you. No, it doesn't look like me. I don't have short hair like that. Get on my face, Richard. Lion. All right, we'll do the hair. This is fun. The brush. I gotta get the brand name for you because I use this all the time. This is let me show it off. I do it every time. It's got a ink cartridge inside. And then it just goes straight to the pen, so you don't need to dip it in any ink. Sometimes I do if I want it to be super dark. Thank you, Awesome Ketchup. Awesome Ketchup says, I look beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to take this pen, and it's like a brush tip, like extremely pointy brush tip. Can it focus on that? And I'll make some hair texture with it. So for hair, you can go in with these pens, the Micron pens, and make super, super thin, delicate lines of hair over and over again. I don't do that. I like to suggest hair. So by suggesting hair, I'll show you what I mean. I'm basically just working with the highlights. So where would highlights be? It'd be on the top parts of the hair. So he's got some wavy here. And see, it's like that pen, that ink, like what did in there or something. Let me try this one. This one's much better. Am I blocking it? I am. Hold on. Boom! We're gonna get a close-up view. Here we go. It's upside down, but you'll be able to see. So that's the highlight, the white part, and then the black is the hair color. So with this, you got to go with the brush point. Go on both sides, right? I want to leave one side textured and one side not. And I'm leaving that area in between, because that's what I'm imagining is like the wrinkle in his hair. So all the lines are pointing in the direction of where the hair is. Boom. You know what? I'm just going to make this whole part black. Okay. So we've got like the black side hair, and then it goes into these wrinkles. Now I'll go up here and I'll keep doing the same thing in these, like the low parts of the valley, right, is where the dark hair color is. And then in the high parts, that's where the white is. And again, I could add color in there, but I'm not going to, because I do black and white drawings, just a preference. Nothing wrong with adding color or doing black and white. You can see all that. And it's just, like I've said before, you can't really think about it. Because then you try to like make the hair look like hair, if that makes sense. So just go for it. Just start adding lines. Right? So you start overworking areas, it just starts to lose that character, that just impromptu, combed hair look. You see that? It's starting to look like hair. Now, I messed up. I started on the right. I should have started on the left. It's all good. Now, I kind of hold the pen straight up and down in a really weird angle, but that helps me get... do I have ink all over my face? Of course I do. How did I do that? Whatever. I hold it like up and down like this, like straight up and down. And that allows me to get the point to flick out, so it goes from a thick line to a thin line. Makes it super nice looking. Just checking to make sure I'm not messing up any of my drawing. And the lines can't just be like going in random directions. They kind of have to guide the, like if the hair was combed, what's the pattern, right? Boom. Go here. Now this was a much tighter comb. This one has more stretched out waves. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Like this whole area right here, I'm imagining is just black, right? So I might have a couple little wisps of white throughout it. But it's gonna be predominantly black. And then when I finish these, the background itself is black, so I'm just being mindful that I'm leaving a little white trim on the edge, because when I make the background black, if all the hair is black and there's no white on the edge, you lose the shape of the head, the hairline. I'm just moving those lines a little closer in areas. Fixing up the points if I didn't like them. Boom. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, I've got this little spot of hair right here. I'll add some texture to. Okay, so now let's take a look. Now it looks like he's got some super glossy, slick black hair, right? Thank you. It's suggested. I really like, and there's a lot of things that influence my drawing style. I read a lot of comics, or I used to read a lot of comics, not so much anymore. I've got a couple graphic novels with some artists that I really aspire to draw like. But I don't like I said, I could go in there with a really fine pen and draw the strands of hair and group them up. I like it being super glossy, super high contrast, almost like a woodblock print, if anyone's familiar with that. But that's how I do the hair. And I've realized that same technique with this brush. I'm fixing some spots I don't like. The same technique of the high parts of the hair, right where the light's hitting, and then the dark areas where it's almost the what did I say? Something of the valley, the low part of the valley. It can get you wavy texture, can get you curly texture, can get you straight. Could look at straight slicked hair. Mrs. OEF5 said it looks like a Dapper Dan man. Dapper Dan, little oh brother, we're out thou. Yeah, it looks like that. That's what I'm going for, that slicked, greasy hair look. Again, if anyone wants to see a finished version of it, you can go on. I just posted my Instagrams. I post some on my Man Glazed Black. That's my personal one with all of my art. But I've been documenting all of these drawings on the Simon's Club one. So if you want to see a finished version, check that out. All right, so now I'm going to take my graphic pen. My hair is done. I'm going to add. I'm not working on the suit yet. I'll jump back to the big view. There we go. I'll just work on this guy because there's a lot that goes into it. And I'm going to add some stippling. Stippling is dots. It's not like dots. It is dots. And you can use this to shade areas. If you want things to look darker, do a lot of dots there. If you want it to look lighter, do a spread out amount of dots. I use it for texture, right? I want their, like, then they have a lot of like rough skin or pores in their nose. I kind of use stippling for quite a few things. So yeah, the pores in their nose, or I even use it for like 5 o'clock shadow and stuff. This guy looks pretty dapper, so I'm not going to have a lot of 5 o'clock shadow because maybe he just shaved. I'm trying to keep up appearances, but I'm going to add it sporadically throughout his mouth area. And yeah, so I'm just adding some dots. The graphic is the best in my opinion for it because it's more like a marker head opposed to like a pen tip. So this you can get some fine points by just touching it very lightly. Otherwise you have to press down a little bit more. I don't want to do that. So there's his face. I'm gonna move down. I haven't done much to his neck, so I'm gonna I'll take my size 02 and just add some more like skin textures, like a wrinkly neck. All right, that'll do. Just something to suggest it. Antique FBI hat. Antique FBI hat. Why did I say that so weird the first time? Say ink drawings are hella cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you just jumped in, you might have. There's the top portion's pretty much done. Now I'm going to work on the suit. Suit's pretty plain Jane right now. We're going to mix that up. So I'm going to just going to take the one right now and suggest the tops of his collar. And then I always put some lines down the edge, right? And a lot of this, I'm thinking about materials, like what are things, call you antique, I'll call you antique. I'm thinking of like, what is the feel of this suit he's wearing? Is it smooth? Is it rough? A lot of my suits that I draw, some of them look very smooth. Some of them look wrinkly and like almost like wet and then dried out and then just have a lot of wrinkles. So I try to think of that, but I just kind of start playing with lines as I do it. This guy I think had like a wool coat on, so we'll try to do that. I'm gonna take a bigger graphic pen and just add some big wrinkles. Someone just sent me something. Antique is now following. That's what's up. Thank you for the follow. Antique, if you just jumped in here, my name is Garrett Leo. I'm the art director for CreatiVets. We're doing some online art and music streams. Our mission as a nonprofit is to empower veterans to heal through the arts and music. So we're doing this in response to coronavirus. So we're doing some online classes, just some art demos. This is my personal practice of drawing, so I'm just kind of walking you through from start to finish. If you can see the paper, I did these 4 portraits. I did this today in the stream, so when this is done, if you want to watch again, you can rewatch in a mix, Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. But I did these portraits, and now I'm inking them, right, adding some details. So far away, that's actually pretty cool. You see the big lines first, and as you get closer, you start to see all those little lines, and that's the beauty of line weight. So I'm going to try to do a wool texture. Let me see if I can find that photo again. Yep, there it is. Okay. So let's try to do it. I'm going to take we'll do like a middle-sized pen, so like a 5. I'm using a Bristol paper and micron pens right now. So I'm trying to make like a wool texture, so I'm having some bigger scribbles, and I'm going to have some thinner ones. Again, it doesn't have to look exactly like it. Like I talked about how my drawings aren't realistic, right? They look like they have a lot of details in them and textures, but I wouldn't describe them as realistic, right? So this guy's going to have, oh, I can't see my camera anymore. He's just going to have like a really textured, like Dirty Harry type suit, you know? So there's some areas that are bigger scribbles. I don't want this to look like it's like that really rough wool. I'm not even looking at it while I'm doing it, just kind of making lines. And I always try to find like a texture that kind of complements the face. This face is pretty like dotty, so I want the suit to be kind of dotty. Okay, that's good for now. I might add some more. I'm going to ink the tie. Using my ink brush pen. Sorry if you can hear my heater right now. And I always make the ties black. Make them stand out. And again, this is just something, initially I'm doing this style with the white suits with a lot of texture. The faces with the slicked black hair. Some of them look like they have white hair. And then the ties are black. But eventually, you know, I want to branch out my own practice and do some not black ties, maybe some pattern ties. And then like this one that I did down here, this drawing, this guy right there, he doesn't even have a suit on. So that's the first one I've done for this body of work. They don't have a suit on. He was wearing one. Looks like he was in a fight or something. So just experimenting, seeing where it goes. Antique just asked, am I practicing and sketching then inking them? Yeah, so just a little bit about the reason I'm sketching. So you can see I sketch in like a blue pencil. This is called a non-photo blue pencil, right? So when you draw it, these drawings these won't be like the finished piece, right? I'll scan them and I'll edit them and then put them like digitally online or like print them. So the non-photo blue pencil, when you scan the image, all the colors go away super fast. Like the blue doesn't stay there. So this isn't just a regular like colored pencil. It's actually specifically for this. So when I scan this image, all the blue will disappear and I won't have to erase it. So that's the baseline, and then I'm inking on top of it, and the ink lines will be what I keep, if that makes sense. And again, if you want to see a finished version of it, you can see it on my Instagrams. I post the final versions on there. I'm gonna take a 1, and I'm gonna add like just a suggestion of like a lined texture or pattern in the suit. Just, you know, just add something else in there. It's all about experimenting. You know, I find some things I like, some things I end up taking out when I edit them digitally. Some I white out over because I don't like it, but that looks pretty cool. I like that. I'll just do it on the collar. Boom, check that out. So we've got our mystery man with his suit. All right. Take a graphic. It's 2:40. So if you're watching right now, Mrs. OEF5 is going to jump on right after me at 3. I'm going to hop off in about 10 minutes so they have time to make sure everything's set. They're going to be doing some mask making demos. So if you need to make a mask during this time now, this is your time to watch. Boom, I like that though. Looks pretty good. I can see I smudged a little ink. I'm going to take... Antiques says they look like mob bosses. Yeah, you're right. So all these photos, if you're looking on my Instagram, or just if you're talking about this, I'm not really sure. I usually use mob mugshots as references. So this is like, I do a lot of work. I do ceramic work. I do drawing. I do painting. Just like, I kind of experiment everything. But this series of portraits is specifically like part of this social club called Simon's Club. These are all the members, right? So it's supposed to allude to like mob bosses. So it's a good catch. Good catch. And I, like, for these pictures, I don't know if you were here when I started, but I literally just Googled like mob mugshot and then picked ones. So I start with them as like a reference of like features I want to highlight. So like for this guy, I wanted to highlight his like really thick neck. Was a mugshot that I found. This guy had a really skinny face with a hat, right? This one had this like black eye, so I went with this like tattered, beaten up guy. And then this one had this really creepy smile. And an awesome pinstripe suit. So that's what I'll do when I color that guy. I'll add a pinstripe suit. Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm gonna on those lines, I'm doing some cross hatching. So maybe you can see the stitches. Not really sure, just trying to see what that'll look like. And like I said, if I don't like it, I can white out it, or when I edit it digitally, I'll upload the photo. And take it out. We'll see. And I think I like the not scribble, so I'm going to erase those little scribbles using my whiteout pen. And that's the cool thing about this pen, and in working in a way where I am, where I'm not keeping, well, I'm keeping the original, but that's not the piece that I'm showing. I can mark it up as much as I want and change an entire decision like that, just a whiteout. So I first tried the texture with the scribbles, didn't really like it, so I'm taking it away. And then you can't see it right now because it's out of frame. So give me 1 second. I'll do it to, yeah, there you go. Sorry, I had it in the wrong spot. So I'm just taking this whiteout pen. And this pen I've had forever. It's got a great supply of ink in there. I've used this, I probably haven't replaced this in like 4 years. And I've used this quite a bit. But you see, it's just kind of deleting that stuff. I didn't like the little scribbles, so I'm getting rid of them. I kind of like it on the suit, like the body part. I just didn't like it on the lapel. So I'm taking that off. See? Simple as that. And I don't like this big black line I put in there, so I'm going to take that out too. I don't like that one either. So that's the thing, again, just like do it, otherwise you get a little too carried away with all the textures you can add. So I'm just kind of shaping up the lines I don't like, keeping the ones I do. Right, just cleaning it up a bit. Got a lot of ink. Yeah, this thing, it's like whiteout. Presto. Boom. All right, so I'll just kind of quickly show how I edit these, and I'll call it for today because, like I said, 3 o'clock, stay on. Mrs. OEF5 is going to jump on and do a stream for how to make masks from stuff you have at home. So if you're interested in that, stay on at 3. It's starting. So this is how I edit my photos, or how I get them from drawing to something else. So I've got my phone. I'm just going to take a photo of it, just straight on. And what I do is I take my fancy ring light, hold it over it so I don't have any shadows. Okay, so I took my photo. Can you see it? There's my photo. And I use the Adobe Scan app. Right, there's all my past ones. And I'll click this photo one. Show all photos. Go to my recents. Click on my photo. Now it auto detects the crop. But what you can do is you can adjust it manually. It's hard to see because it's like screen to screen. But you can adjust, there we go. You can adjust the crop of where it goes and what it's going to pick up. And then you click OK. And then I change my color to grayscale, so it gets rid of all my little blue lines. I'll save it as a PDF because that's the only thing this program does. This is a free app, the Adobe Scan, and you can do this unlimited times. And now I have this PDF scan of my drawing. And what I'll do is I'll take that drawing and I'll airdrop it to my desktop, open it up in Photoshop, and then I'll edit it on Photoshop. So what I do is I adjust the curves, is what it's called, and that's the contrast for white and black. So I'll zoom in 100%, get rid of all the little white gray lines, up my blacks, and then I'll change the threshold to 128. And that was a lot of information, so maybe I'll do a demo on this. So I change the threshold, that'll kind of smoothen out my lines, and then I use just like the paintbrush, and I do black and white. I clean up all the little bits that didn't get edited out with the scan, and then I'll save it as a PNG, right? So it's almost like a vector file, so you can zoom in a bunch on it and it doesn't distort or blur. And then once I'm done with that, boom, I'll post on Instagram. So I'm pretty happy with this drawing. I might add another something right there that looks a little blank, but I'll edit this and post this today, and I'll work on the other 3. I'll probably do that when Mrs. OEF5 is on, so I can listen and draw at the same time. But if you're interested in seeing the finished version of this one or any of them, again, check it out on the Instagram, and you can see where I go from there. Like I said, it's a pretty simple step. If anyone's interested in learning how to do this is an improv way. The right way is you scan it with like an official scanner, because then you get all your drawings are super detailed. But we don't have access to that right now. So if you want to do it right now, don't have a fancy scanner. This is what I've been using for my drawings recently, because I can't go out and go to like where I usually scan it. So it gets the job done. You can edit it. If you want it to be a vector file, super smooth, you can open it up in like Adobe Illustrator and just trace, like just click image trace, and it'll make it a super smooth vector. I like the roughness, so I keep it in Photoshop. If anyone's interested in like the step-by-step broken down of how to do this, and you're like, I'm gonna do drawings today, I want to scan it, just DM me on my personal Instagram. I just posted those in the chat, Man Glazed Black or Simon's Club, and I can take a picture. I've got some handouts of like the steps of how to do it when I took classes on it and stuff like that. So that's it for today. Thank you all for tuning in, for dealing with my knocking over cameras and stuff. I only finished one of these, so if you want to see the other ones, I'll do some more next time I'm on streaming if I do another ink drawing demo, but I'll post these on Instagram. Make sure that if you want to find out what else is going on for CreatiVets this week, go to creativets.org/live. Again, 3 o'clock in 8 minutes, Mrs. OEF5 is going to do a demo on face masks. Tomorrow we'll have a workout. I'm going to do some mixed media painting, and we'll be doing some more songwriting, all right? If anyone has any questions or comments or anything, suggestions, whatever, please message us on CreatiVets, the Instagram or Facebook page. Drop us an email. Check us out on our website, creativets.org. But yeah, that was it. Thanks for tuning in today. And I will jump off so that Miss Zoe F can get ready and start streaming. Thank you, Antique. Hope you have a nice day as well.
We are a nonprofit that's helping combat disabled veterans heal through the arts and music. Our art programs in Chicago and California help combat disabled veterans tell their story through art. We enroll them into the best art institutes in the country. We pay for their tuition, their housing, their food all 3 weeks so that they can finally tell their story through art. We also bring combat disabled veterans to Nashville, to places and rooms like this here at the Grand Ole Opry, to tell their story for the first time with pro songwriters all about the things that they went through that they've never been able to talk about before. These programs have been extremely successful in helping veterans combat their PTSD. Right now, CreatiVets has more veterans applying for our programs than we do funding. So if you can go to creativets.org and donate, we would appreciate it.